There's an agenda out there to make masculinity as this evil and messed up thing that is responsible for all the bad things in the world. In reality, it's an agenda to remove masculine men. So I thought I'd make a video on what good masculine traits are. You'll see me using the word positive masculinity a lot. That doesn't mean there's such a thing as negative masculinity. It's just that there is an extreme level to all these traits that every man should stay away from. Positive masculinity can be thought of as being simply a good man. Being good could be seen as either a strong, composed man who does right by those he cares for and interacts with. Usually, I find that a man of strong character that is also regarded as good is called a good man, and a man of weak character that is also good is called a good guy. Good guy is also used impersonally a lot, as though calling someone a good man is a higher, more personal compliment. This appears to be a subconscious difference in both of these terms. And it seems that using the term guy within this context implies something softer than being a man. Many men in the modern world have the instincts or the conditioning to be a good guy. This is what gets them rejected, emotionally abused, disrespected, or betrayed by women. The modern-day ritual and calling is to transition from a guy to a man. Your mission is priority 1, your self-respect and dignity are priority 2, women are priority 3. Never forget this. I know that we commonly regard traits that increase women's attraction to be alpha. We all know that dark triad traits make women obsess over you, but your duty as a man is not pure attraction. You must inspire loyalty and confidence so that you can lead effectively and decisively. You must have those traits so others can trust you and rely on you in times of needs. Masculinity in general is discouraged in our society. One thing I don't see often talked about is positive masculinity. Women that have well-adjusted relationships with their father figure will also relate with me on this. Women that have poor relationships with their father figures will recall masculinity as something negative. Maladjusted women make relationships volatile because where they should have a strong, positive influence in their life filled by a paternal figure, they have nothing constructive. Positive masculinity is applicable in nearly every aspect of your life, with almost no need for changing your aura of authority or your expressions. It can cover friendships, family relations, intimate connections, and your professional life. You need not even change your attitude towards superiors in the workplace, because you are in no way displaying your status and values in a disruptive manner. By displaying positive masculinity, you're displaying character, attractiveness, and leadership. I'll be detailing internal traits here that can feed into your everyday behavior and mindset. This is by no means complete. This is a core list of neutral or beneficent attributes I encourage all men to take up, as they've also helped my social connections and helped me in my professional life. Here are the 5 core principles that make up the masculinity bedrock: outcome independence, stoicism, and calm strength. Never tolerate disrespect. You are always willing to move on. You don't need her. Your girlfriend or wife is value added to your life. You find her to be an ideal choice and someone you embrace because you work well together. But you don't need her, and she should be aware of this on some level. You do not put her above yourself or your mission in life. You can show all manner of love and kindness, but this does not mean you should make her into a source of your happiness. If things turn south or she becomes unacceptably different, perhaps she adopts persistent disrespect or cheats on you, your first step is to explain your thoughts. If there is no change in behavior or practices you find unacceptable, you can drop her. Stoicism is a good way to think of outcome independence, regardless of the reasons that lead you to the act. You are not moved by negative outcomes. You are unconcerned about your decisions possibly being right or wrong, because you always make choices to the best of your knowledge and to the greatest mutual benefit. Recognizing failure means you have the potential to learn from mistake, and you will adapt. Frame: this is your world. This is your life. You pursue your mission. There is no time for weakness. Weakness in your expressions or your decisions is not an opportunity to not delude yourself. You will make mistakes, but your true opportunity is in leadership, not in failure. I would speculate that all women want a leader in their lives unless they have some serious problems or severe destructive conditioning. It is a natural state. Frame is the most important element of being a captain. She is a participant on your stage. Always remember that you can course correct, but if anything takes a significant or sharp turn, you may be dooming yourself to failure. You must have solid ideas for who you are and what you want before you enter into a leadership role. Practice self-discipline at all times. You are in a constant state of self-refinement. The means to success with all other traits outlined here requires practice and self-discipline. Mastery over oneself, the ability for you to maintain control of yourself and your expressions is powerful. Always doing and saying precisely what you mean can be a difficult thing. You should live without apology, but only when you know that your actions are calibrated and just. You must do right by those you care for and love. Change is hard on the individual, and the practice of changing oneself is even harder. But you must do it nonetheless because it is your duty as a man to do it. The moment you stop self-improvement, you'll lose the fire in your eyes. Might as well just dig your own grave there and then. Confidence and integral bravery. Your benevolent intentions and actions means you are right and just. Because you know that you're constantly doing your best, you should always be confident in your decisions. Gather all the information you can when there's an important decision to be made, and trust your instincts otherwise if you need to rely on reflex in any circumstance. You won't always be right, but you should always be confident. Failures will happen, but unless you've failed in any of the key tenets outlined here, you should feel assured that you are deciding on and building a future to the best of your capacity. Confidence is a major cornerstone of all game, as it's a cornerstone marker of attraction for women and makes you internally self-sufficient. You know your worth and it reinforces you from moment to moment. Beware though, there is an extreme negative to it. You might develop insecurity, overt and disruptive cockiness, narcissistic superiority. These don't speak of confidence. All they do is ruin your reputation. Leadership and strong integrity. Your strength and ability inspire others to follow you. You are a leader. You want a woman to be submissive and to support your vision for yourself. For a woman that is not naturally submissive, this is most easily achieved by displaying leadership attributes. Always remember that wants are different than needs, and not all wants should be met. Their valid emotional needs, however, must always be. If you have internalized righteous traits, there should not be risks of power abuse on your part. You love, support, and guide your woman to the best of your ability. You would sabotage your own happiness with her if you were to abuse your power, discard her needs, or to make the relationship entirely self-centric. There is a big difference between not tolerating unfair behavior and engaging in selfish behavior. Fair leadership requires strength and integrity if you are to establish harmony and a well-working team. Leadership is an opportunity as well as a burden. You are enabled to pursue goals and objectives, but you shoulder all responsibility for failure and share all victories. You are responsible for everything, never forget that. Amuse mastery, or as I like to call it, knowing calm. It's basically a state of thinking that's best put as I've seen it all before. That way you can disarm and diffuse any situation with a knowing smile. Nothing can faze you. Your inner stance is that you are wiser to the ways of the world. Nonchalance and amused mastery go hand in hand. They're fairly well synonymous. You have a positive indifference. Flashing a knowing smile, laugh softly, maybe a light sigh. Your smile, brief laughter, and maybe even a light dismissal can show status, and an I've seen all this before attitude. Be a man. Act like you have all the answers. Because what's the alternative? Losing yourself and panicking? You know you don't have those options as a man. Especially not as a married man or someone who's crossed his mid-20s. None of this means, however, that you become a boring and cliché character. I have a wicked sense of humor in person, and it's quite entertaining to let go and party like a wild animal sometimes. However, these items of positive masculinity should be present in all relationships you have, as it will be the base of how people view you in life and think of you. Because in the end, these are things that really matter the most. Anyway, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to create more content for you. See you next time. Cheers.